Hello and welcome to my channel. If you come here often, you know what I'm working on. My steady rest modification. I was just here checking a few different things that I'm curious about. But what I want to do today is some milling. I want to make the block that this bolts to sit on my bedways. Here, let me show you over at the table. My last video, when I started this project, I left everybody I was in the saw. You could see where I started the saw. I stopped for some reason, looked on my bench, and here was a piece of material already cut to that size that I was going for. Saved me a lot of time. This is 2 by 4 and about a half, 4 3/8, 3/4 inch thick. I could put this on the side. Anyway, I thought we'd just jump in the mill. You know, I have this large cutter. I see a lot of people using them to hog material off. This should fit from one side to the other. I also have a fly cutter. I don't like either one of them. It just throws chips all over the place. I have a 1-inch high-speed steel 2-flute cutter that I'm just going to run up and down on each side, flip it over, and do the same thing. And then do the ends, just to get it square. Let's go over to the mill. I already have this in there. I'm just going to throw some oil on top. Start her up and just skim the top of it. This is a 2-flute, 1-inch diameter, high-speed steel. And I'm running about 1,000 RPM. What I'm going to do is go down and just take a cut all the way around this thing and lower it right above the top of that jaw so I don't hit the jaw. Okay. All right, I need to deburr this, clean up the mill, flip it over onto the parallels. All right, it's flipped over, tap down on the parallels. This is side 2. All right, now I'm going to tuck this down into the vise on these surfaces that I milled all the way around. And just a very little bit will be sticking up, and I'll square all the sides. All right, I'm putting a smaller parallel in there. Now, with both of these surfaces flat, and all of these surfaces square to each other, I know I could put this down like that. And just take a pass across here. Deburr it, turn it over, and do the same. One good whack, okay. That's seated. All right, let's touch off and mill that first side. Okay, need to deburr that and turn it over. That side looks nice. I deburred it all along here. I'm just going to put it down here and cut this side. All right. We're just going to square the ends, hang it off the end of the vise over here, and lower that cutter and just clean the ends. If I was really worried about how square, and I mean from here down, from here across, perpendicular, square, parallel, I would get a taller jaw, set this up, and take a cut with the bottom of the cutter. There's no deflection that way. But it really doesn't matter just as long as there's a flat edge on both sides. And that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, need to deburr that, turn it around. Okay, let's clean this mill up, and we're going to go over to the table, and I'll explain what the next step is. I need to make the plate just like this one here. It goes over the flat part of the way and the 90-degree part. I want to get a dimension from the top of this pin to the top of the flat here. 0. 0 over the dowel pin. That's like 3/10 max. It doesn't have to be that exact. Okay, that's 323. All right, I'm out of the mill. And what I have here is a perfectly squared up block. What I want to do is lay it out. I just want to put a center line where my center undercut goes, and the top and the bottom of where the angle goes. The top of the groove and the bottom of the groove, angled groove. What I was going to do is just put some layout fluid on it right away. And while that dries, I'll show you on CAD what I'm talking about, what I want to do. I'm going to do this. I'm not too sure how I want to do the second part of it. Put the angles on. Anyway, let me show you in the CAD what I want to do while this dries. Let's go over to the computer. All right. This here is the block that I just cut. It's about 750 thick. I think the block I just made is a little bit thinner. It don't matter. I'd probably have to shave this down anyway after I cut this V. My last video, we established that the top of this is the dowel pin. We established that the top of this dowel pin is 323 thousandths above this surface. This symbolizes the gauge blocks that I use, a 200 and a 123. But anyway, this is the groove I'm going to put in there, a slot. I'm going to put this as like a relief cut for the point of the angled slot. And that's going to be 3/16. What I'm going to do is touch off here and come down to this dimension here and just plunge and come across it. Of course, this will be sitting up straight between a tall jaw. Well, you'll see how I have it set up. And then I'm going to cut this V slot. The V slot, if I end up using the 45 degree, I'm going to have to do it in 2 steps. What I'm going to have to do, that also is going to have to be sitting straight up. And what I'm going to have to do is touch off on this inner slot that will give me a reference to where it is. Then move it down to where it needs to be and cut this side. Then I'll have to turn the cutter over in the tool holder and touch off here. Come down to the proper place and cut this slot. I have it partially set up in the mill. I have a tall jaw put in there, and I have the RPM set. I'm probably going to be around 475 RPMs. Let's go and, well, I'm jumping the gun here. Let's go lay this thing out. To put the undercut, I was going to use this 4-inch diameter by 3/16 wide saw. This is, let's see, what is this thing? It's a Simmons saw, high-speed steel tungsten. That sounds impressive. I don't even know where I got it. It's 4-inch diameter, 3/16 thick. If I have it going the right RPMs, I should be able to do this. I was just going to touch off, go to where I have to do it, and cut it. I think I was just going to go full depth, maybe 10 thousandths shy, cut it. And then I'm not sure if I want to lay it down and use this 90-degree V. It looks like somebody sharpened that on there. I think I used it once before, but I don't think there's enough flute there. Or I can do it with this 45-degree cutter, but I'd have to do it in 2 cuts. All right. I jotted some stuff down to set my height gauge. I've got calipers all over the place. Let's see, what do I got here? Okay, my center line is 750. I think we established that the last time. Zero, set this, 0, 0. Okay, I need to come down. Oh, it's 750. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 50. 751, that's good enough. That's certainly just a reference. Nothing special. The top mark goes 469 from here and 4/10. I'm going to make it 470. Let's see, bring it back up to 0. One, 2, 3, 4, 70. That again is just a reference, just to see how close I'm coming with the cutter. 470, 5, 6, 7, 50. And the other line is 130 and 6/10. I'll go to 1 inch, 31. 750, 8, 9, 1 inch, 10, 20, 31. All right. And again, them are just reference lines. Now, what I want to do is go put it in the mill, touch off with this, come down to where I need to be, and I was going to just take my cut all the way across, then change out my cutter. Let's get over to the mill. I have a stop set, And I'm going to put it on this 1/4 inch parallel. I have a tall jaw. It's about 1 inch thick in the back. And I'm just going to put this. It's just a little extra. That jaw should work just fine. I do not like the way that was sticking up. That's better. That thing is sitting right on top. Set my 0 here. All right, that's set at 0. I need to come down to 843 and 8/10. This thing don't read out in tenths. 844 thousandths plus or minus 5 thousandths will be fine. 44. All right. Tighten these bolts back up. Now, I'm just going to bring the cutter in front of that piece of material and turn it on and just come in till it touches. Okay, set this at 0. And I have to go in 281 thousandths. One, 2, 3, we don't want to go that far. 80, we're going to back off 10 thousandths. 270 thousandths. That should be good. Tighten it down. And let's see how this works. From the sound of that cut and from the looks of it, I could have probably brought it in full depth. But I didn't. Let's take that final cut. All right, I'm going to take that out, deburr it, and change out the cutters. I have the cutter in there, and I need to touch off on that upper ledge from that slot I just cut. And I'm going to do that just by moving the cutter up and back by hand and bringing the spindle up. And once I touch off, I'll lock everything, bring the spindle down to where it has to be. Well, that's the plan anyway. Let's do this. I'm just going to spin this by hand. Bring the spindle up. I should be able to feel it. That's it. I have to reverse action. I'm going to lock this. Okay, set my 0. I lock the spindle and reverse the action on here to get rid of all the backlash. Whether it did or not, I'm not sure. I have to bring that down. Let's do that. 10, 20, 30, 40. I don't know where my 0 is on my Y. I'm going to have to do that all over again. I didn't touch off on here. Now I could come in and see where my 0 is. Okay, let me lock up the top of this machine and turn on the spindle. Let's do that. Just keep coming in until it touches. It's really close, but it's not touching yet. I have to run this in reverse. It just touched. It's probably about 2 thousandths. I'm going to set my 0. Okay, I retouched off on that upper lip there. Now I got to bring it down. Okay. And I know where my 0 is. Here. Or I think I do. That looks right. All right, I need to bring it in 281 thousandths. I'm going to go for it. 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Lock that Y-axis. Make sure that that's locked. I'm going to try to take that all in one cut. Let's try this. Reverse. That's a decent finish. I'm going to just turn this cutter over and just go for it. I turned the cutter over, but I'm going to come back up and I'm going to touch off on the top, come down 750 because that's where this belongs, and go in 281. That should still be there. I never mess with the y-axis. And then just take my cut, take it out, and measure it, and we'll see what happens. I have that cutter just on the top of that piece. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 50. Okay, let's do this. One, two, 281. That looked like it went right to the scribe line. Gotta get this out of here. I'm eager to see what this measures. I mean, my technique, I don't have a DRO or anything special. That was all touchy-feely. But we'll see how that goes. That's about 2 thousandths under. We'll set that. That's a 0. 0. Okay, here's my stack up. 323. Plus 1.5. That's okay, within 1.5 with my special technique. That's not bad. If it was within 5 thousandths. The main thing is, let's go see how it sits on the lathe. That's the important part. It doesn't seem to wobble. And it doesn't seem to move up and back. Let's put an indicator on here and see how flat this is. That should be flat if this was machined properly. If it was too deep, it would move up and back. If it was too shallow, it would be on an angle like this. We'll put an indicator on here and see if it moves up and back, and we'll put an indicator across here. Let me get an indicator. Rather than just put this surface gauge right on the ways, we use this 1-2-3 block. It's ground flat. Let's first just sweep this thing. I'm just going to sweep it up and back here. For the most part, it stayed right on 0. Let's put an indicator. I'm going to put it so that everyone can see that dial. It's not exactly on 0, but nothing's moving. Okay, let's go back to the table and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. I know I talked about using these pads to put it against a angle plate. I don't need to do that. Just the way it is, I could put it into the vise on the mill and clamp it, and it stays straight. It doesn't move. I just want to cut this up until it's flat. This surface here is square, flat. I can work off of that. So what I want to do is jump in the mill, take a cut down to this surface, maybe a little further, cut this, clean it up, and probably just take a cut on each side. Then I can tell where this is going to go on here. That came out perfect. So let's get in the mill and just mill this flat. Shouldn't take that long. I was going to rest these bosses that are machined flat up against the back jaw. It's going to sit on here, which is square, flat. I have a 2-flute high-speed steel cutter in here. I'm going 1,000 RPMs. And like I said, I'm just going to cut this until it gets to this surface, go a little bit below that. And I want to take a cut here and here, which don't really mean anything, but it's a way to measure later. Let's do that. I hit a hard spot in this casting. Before I total out this high-speed steel cutter, I'm going to switch it to some carbide. I switched it out to a 1/2-inch 4-flute solid carbide. I left it at 1,000 RPMs, and that should be good. Let's do this. It looks good. I don't know if you could see that Bondo coming off first. There's like body filler on here. Okay, let's get this over to the table and look at it. It would go something like this. This plate's just slightly longer. It's nice and flat. Let's see what it looks like on the lathe. After I put it together and hang it from this pin, I can indicate this straight and put gauge blocks or gauge pins under there to get a measurement to see how much I have to cut this down. But I also have to figure out my key, where my keys are going to go, where my bolt holes are going to go. I'm going to have to drill and tap into here. I have to cut a section out. I want to drill a hole straight through and put a section where a nut can go that will bolt it to the ways. There's still a lot of things I have to do to this thing, but I think for today, I think we accomplished a few things, especially milling that block flat, and with my technique, it came out pretty good. I thought if I can get within 5 thousandths, it would be okay. But it came out perfect as far as I'm concerned. So I think this video is coming to an end. So I'm going to have to say, until next time, enjoy.